Okay, so we're going to make biscuits this morning. I like to use 3 cups of flour. I don't know if you can see this. There we go. So I always use a scoop to measure. Pioneer Woman doesn't, but I measure this way. That's why I was taught in 4-H. So there's 1 cup. Two cups. And then I actually use the last cup. I split it between white flour and whole wheat. Not like exact. I just split this 1 cup. And that's just to give it a little bit more fiber. Makes me feel a little bit better about the biscuits. Okay. Then we're going to put the other dry ingredients in. Start with salt. I use pink Himalayan salt, so I think it's a little bit stronger. So I use a little bit less than a teaspoon. Not a lot less, but a little less. And then baking soda, I also use a little bit less than a teaspoon. Just a little. Okay, now we need baking powder. And I use aluminum free. And it's going to take 3 teaspoons. 3 teaspoons make a tablespoon. So however you want to look at it. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, I didn't get the lid out. Hold on. Not completely prepared. Okay. I'm going to put the lid on, and I just pulse it. Okay. Now we're going to add our butter. I use a half a stick of butter and a 1/4 cup of coconut oil. I've already measured the coconut oil. You can also just use a stick of butter. And then I just drop it in little pats along here. Okay, I like to get all of it. Then let me get another knife and cut the butter. Okay. And then I just cut it in pats. Spread it around. And I have the oven preheated right now. I preheated it at 445. So like just right under 450. I usually actually cook it at 450, but then I was reading about my baking stone. I think 450 is supposedly a little bit too hot, and I don't really, I mean, I've been using the same stone for years. Today I'm going to use my new one, but I usually cook at 450 for 10 minutes, so I'll probably cook at 445 for 11. Okay, now I'm just going to mix the butter and the coconut oil in. Make sure that's all mixed in. Okay, that was pulsing. Now I'm just going to turn it on high, and I'm going to stir in the milk. Okay, when it balls up like that, you know it's done. And then I look at it, like, even though I measure the milk the same way every time, sometimes it is a little wet or it's a little too dry. So you have to, like, either add a little bit more flour, just a tiny bit, or maybe even when you're just kneading it. And sometimes I add just a little bit more milk to, if it looks too dry. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot that back, and I just use the flexible cookie sheet cutting board. Flour it up a little bit. Flour up your hands. And then I just basically dump it on here. Sometimes if there's a little bit stuck, I'll use the knife to get the last of it out. Blades are sharp. Okay. It's actually looking a little dry here. So this is like real life, right? I'm just gonna add a little bit of liquid, and this is actually, you know, my fake buttermilk. I don't buy buttermilk. I actually take almond milk and I sour it with a tablespoon of vinegar. But you can use regular milk. I just don't buy regular milk anymore. And I found I can sour the almond milk and it still works. So what I did is, this measuring cup, I just added a tiny bit of water to that and then poured it on the dough. You can see it's still a little bit dry here, but I think it's enough. Okay. It gets ready to roll out. Flour your rolling pin a little bit. You don't want to roll it out too thin. Like right here is too thin, so I won't cut those. Okay, flour up your cutter. I guess I'll go ahead and cut that. Okay, and so it's about like that. So pretty thick. I don't know, 3/4 of an inch maybe. This one's going to be lopsided because it's thinner on one side. That's okay. And then you just take it, roll it out again, kind of knead it together. Okay, a little sticky. So while ago I got 6, so here's 3 more, this is 9. I get anywhere from like 10 to 14. I know it's kind of a big range. I haven't really figured out why. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. And then what I do is I go ahead and make a second batch up while the first batch is cooking. Everything's already dirty. Especially the food processor. I have everything out, and you can either cook them all at the same time, or you can freeze, like flash freeze the rolled out raw biscuits. Usually the very last, I just kind of hand make a little biscuit. Okay. So today I'm actually using my new stone, so it will hold almost 2 batches, so I'll probably cook most of them and then I'll flash freeze a few. I usually reheat the cooked ones in the toaster oven for like 5 minutes on warm, and they're kind of mushy if you reheat them in the microwave, which they're still good to me, but if you don't want them mushy, then do the toaster oven or your regular oven if you don't have a toaster oven, and then you can eat on these for a few days. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and make another batch, and I will take a picture of the end of them cooked.